All right, hi there. So, this is why you should sign up for an Ironman now, or this is why this is a perfect time to start thinking about signing up for an Ironman. So, you have probably already thought about it. Maybe you're doing triathlon, have tried a sprint, or some smaller triathlon already, or thinking about doing, or have seen other people doing Ironman on YouTube or on Instagram or anywhere, and you have started to get excited and you're thinking about, do I want to do an Ironman? Can I do it? When should I do it? How long time do I have to train? When should I sign up? Anything. And I'm telling you, right now is a very good time to start thinking about it. And this is why. So right now it's mid-May, so the beginning of the season of all the races, at least here in Europe, probably in US as well. So the races for this year are probably already filled up, so it's too late to sign up for these events this summer. And you have probably, if you're just started to think about it, you are probably not prepared yet for an Ironman. But if you are thinking about it and watching these events during the summer, you will have plenty of time to both sign up and train for an Ironman. And this is the perfect time right now. So there are a lot of races during the summer starting now, and usually the registration starts just after the event has finished. So the week after or 1 week after, the registration for next year's race will open up. And that's why it's perfect to do it already now. And if you are thinking about it, maybe you have started, as I said, already doing some triathlon, or maybe you're into one of the sports, swimming, biking, running, or maybe you are a completely newbie. But if you sign up now, you will have time to do it. When I first started, that was in 2015. That's when I did my first triathlon. That was a sprint, like a company event, sprint event. And actually I bought my first bike just for that race. That was a road racing bike, rather cheap bike, but did the job. And I had always said, because I had been doing running and swimming before, but never biking. And I said that I will not start with biking, because it's like what do you call it? Gadget sport. And you just have to, it will just cost money and it will be expensive, and you have to think about all these gear and stuff. But then I started. But then when I bought my first bike, I actually got hooked quite fast. So, and yeah, and I can't really say why, but I bought my first bike, did the sprint, and then same year actually, I signed up for my first Ironman, which was in 2016, and that was in Kalmar, Sweden. And since then, I've done 17 full Ironmans and a couple of half Ironmans. This year I will be doing one half, one full in Kalmar, and the one in Kona Ironman, Hawaii. So, well, back to why you should sign up right now, or think about signing up right now. So there will be a lot of races during the summer, and I would suggest, if you haven't signed up already, pick one close to you where you live, so you have to minimize, so you can minimize all the cost of traveling and all those expenses related to that. So make it as close to you as possible. There will be quite enough of stress anyway, so just pick one close to where you live. And for example, if you haven't, many people they hesitate because maybe they have been running and riding a bike for a bit, but they haven't done any swimming, or maybe they say they can't swim. But if you sign up now, and then I would suggest that you take swimming class a couple of weeks, and I would say give it 3 months in a class of swimming to learn crawl, because you will definitely benefit from that. It makes it so much easier if you can crawl for those 3.8 kilometers. You can of course do breaststroke as well, but it's much more, well, it's just painful. If you can swim crawl, it's quite easy, and you don't have to think about it a lot. The bike, if you already own a bike, you don't have to have any special bike to do an Ironman. And especially if it's your first Ironman, just use whatever bike you have. If it's a road race bike, you can fit it with these aero bars. Just a couple of, maybe 100 euros or so. Will make it a little bit easier, and then you would have to do a bike fit just so you get your position right on that. And then you will have plenty of time to do training for that. Running, well, you're probably already into running, or you have been doing it already. A full year of training, that's a lot. And if it's your first Ironman, set your ambitions or expectations low. Don't aim at any, I would say at least, don't set a specific time. Just set the goal to finish, to be there on the starting line. That's the first goal. And then just participate in the race. Enjoy as much as you can, all the way to the end, until you cross that finish line and they shout your name. You are an Ironman. And well, I'm really honest when I say that. Even if you're a really newbie and you sign up now and you do the training for a full year, you will definitely be able to cross that finish line as an Ironman in 1 year, next summer or autumn. And it will change you forever. I can assure you that. Just having the goal of training for an Ironman changes how you think totally. Because you will have to be consistent in your training, and you will have to show up for training sessions, even if it's bad weather, raining outside. There is a running session. It's just to do it. You know that there is a big goal or big challenge awaiting for you, and it's totally worth all the I wouldn't say sacrifices, but maybe some people see it as that, but it's just a way of living. Having those daily sessions of training. You probably have a resting day as well, but for me, I do some training most days, usually not Saturdays. Saturdays might be training in the summer, but usually most of the year I have Saturday off. And the other days I sometimes do one session, and the other days maybe one session, but maybe it's running and swimming, or sometimes in the summer running and biking, or or swimming, but it's easy to fit it in your life. I was talking about that in a previous video where I said that training for an Ironman doesn't have to take up your whole life. My goal for an average over the year is to train 7 hours in average over the year. That's probably during the winter can go down to 5 hours, maybe. Sometimes maybe 4 hours for a week. And in the summer, it might be 10 or 11 hours if it's good weather and it's long bike course. But on average, for the last 10, 12 years, I've been averaging 7 hours per week over the year, which isn't really a lot if you think about it. People watch TV like 3 or 4 hours per day, laying in the sofa watching TV. You just have to change 1 hour of those to do some training. And start slow, start easy. Make it for example, sometimes when I get home, I have dinner, and then after the dinner I go on the sofa. I have this routine where I play chess on my phone every day when I get back. It's like 15-20 minutes online game on the phone. And sometimes I get really tired after that and I don't feel like training maybe. But then I say to myself, for example, let's say if I should go out in the gym or do some biking or weight training. Let's make it short. Let's make it just 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Go out, put on the training clothes, go out, lift some weights, and always, trust me, I say always when I do that, if I do the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then it easily gets 45 minutes or 16 minutes, because once you're there, you just continue. So easy. So the training, make it a habit. You will have to, or I think, I've said it before, I think of the time for training very much like doing budgeting for when it comes to saving or investing. Let me take that comparison really short. So when you're doing a budget, you have your income, and then you don't wait until the last row to like see what's left over to save. To make saving or investing working for you, you would have to decide your first expense. Save 10% of my net income, for example. I do that, or 10 or 15%. And then you have to do your expenses. And same with training. So you will have to design in your training. So for me, it's been usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do lunch running. Sometimes half an hour, sometimes 1 hour. Then on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, I do swimming. That's the ambition when it's high. Usually during the winter, I only do one swimming session, and that's on Wednesday evening. Then Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, I do bike riding. During the winter, or most time of the year, I actually do it on the trainer, the turbo trainer, inside. And I'm really looking forward to it. And if you don't have a trainer and you're just sorting out, buy one for sure. Don't make it weather dependent when you should be able to bike. I can honestly say I enjoy training inside almost as much as training outside, because that gives me that allows me to watch. I usually watch like Netflix or YouTube when training, and then I use Trainer Road for training. Many people enjoy Swift, like this virtual environment where you compete to other people, but I don't like that at all. I prefer these fixed training sessions from Trainer Road, and then having a movie or some video from YouTube to watch that. And then Tuesday, Thursday, 1 hour. Sundays, maybe 1.5 hours. It never gets longer than 90 minutes inside. Then it tends to get boring, or my ass tends to get sore or start hurting. Anyway, back to the original thing that I was talking about. If you even slightly have been thinking about signing up for an Ironman, then it's right now you should. Watch which races are going on where you live right now, and just after they are done, sign up. You will have a full year of training, and you will get plenty of motivation from just having that race waiting for you in 1 year. It will for sure give you motivation to do that Ironman and to do all the training for that Ironman for the full year. And apart from just finishing an Ironman will change you, which it for sure will. I mean, once an Ironman, always an Ironman. It will change you, but also the training, the mentality of just having that as an habit will change you as a person. And yeah, as I said, think of this training time very much like budgeting. Design it into your life, and then design all the other things you have around it. Make time for the training. Then it doesn't have to become a stress where you have to squeeze in these training sessions, or you don't feel like you have time for it. You should already know before. Wednesday evening, I go swimming. There won't be no meeting or other things you will have to do that. You just have to place them around your training. And make it work with your work as well. I mean, I very much like training on the lunch. Monday, I usually skip lunch, like eating lunch, and then I go out for a run instead, and then I take something quick in front of my computer. And Wednesday, I have scheduled a little bit longer lunch so I can squeeze it in, or so I can fit it in good. Same with Friday. Having this run session on Friday lunch is extremely nice, because when you get home Friday afternoon, you know you have already done your training for that day. You can go home, enjoy a glass of wine or a beer or whatever you prefer. You don't have to stress about having to do some training before the evening. You can just enjoy the weekend. And then when the weekend comes, you know what to do then. Oh well. If you haven't yet, sign up for that Ironman race. Let me know what race you sign up for. And if you're doing somewhere, see you out there. Cheers.